smoking,
Oh my
and I was
gosh.
like, that's crazy. Like smoking is like a little bit slightly more understandable.
No,
It's still
it's not. I feel
think,
like drinking is more understandable than smoking.
okay. Okay. Here's what I sort of mean by that is like I feel like the effects of smoking aren't as bad, at least like in the moment. Like when I like would smoke when I was like 17, 18, I would just like be laying in bed and chill, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Now like if I'm drinking and stuff like that, I'll like vomit. I'll like get like really dizzy. I'll like
Yeah.
send regrettable texts, like and just be
Send regrettable texts.
yeah, no, really dead ass. I have so many times I was just like, I wish I didn't say that. And text like I
No.
deleted immediately afterwards because I was like, I'm not in the right state of mind right now. You
No.
know, it's called liquid courage. That's what they call it, liquid courage.
What I think is like smoking has a lot of effects on your brain more than
Oh,
like
for sure.
alcohol. So like, yeah, no,
That is
smoking at a young
long-term.
age, you're not even developed. Like
Oh,
drinking
yeah.
is okay. No, I'm just saying.
Controversial
Imagine
statement.
drinking is okay.
Drinking's okay. You heard it here first. Speaking of, welcome back to my podcast. When the day is done, it was supposed to be a weekly podcast. It's slightly turned bi-weekly because I'm very lazy with editing. Hopefully, I can get it back to weekly.
Shame on you, Angel.
Yeah, very shame on me. And with me today is. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Brooklyn.
It's my friend Brooklyn. Yay!
Yay.
Add applause here. I'm gonna do that in post later. You're gonna hear me say that a lot, or like sometimes I just like snap, and that's when I cut and stuff like that. But for the most part, this is basically just like the flow of a conversation. So
I like your phone case. Sorry, just like out of topic.
thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, I really need to.
I hate those phone cases though. Okay,
Yeah, for real.
I'm gonna like talk like I'm.
That's fine. No, the more natural the conversation, the better. I mean, we have loosely points we need to. We should.
Right,
I mean, we don't need to, but we should probably talk about like how we met and your awesome Dunder Mifflin shirt.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
crop top actually.
Oh shit!
I found this at Marshall's
Ooh.
or TJ Maxx. They're the same.
They're all the same. Yeah.
They're both the same.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. Well, yeah, Brooklyn. How would you like to give sort of your point of view as to when
How
we
we met?
or
Okay, honestly, I don't remember.
it was 7 years
yeah,
ago.
it was. No, the fuck, it was not.
4 years of high school, and then this is like the third-ish year of most people being in college.
Oh shit! Oh, I'm not supposed to be cursing.
You
But,
could,
like,
I mean, go for it. Yeah, so
I remember. Okay,
six
so,
or
like,
7 years ago.
Well, I'm trying to like. Okay, I remember. The only thing I remember was you with the girl you like.
You can name drop. You can name drop.
You and Savannah. You like Savannah a lot.
Yeah, I did. That's
And
guilty.
I remember us being in the auditorium, and you were sitting down on the floor, and Savannah's leg was on you.
Mhm.
And then I was like, you did something. I think you made a squeal or something like that. And I was like, wait, do it again.
Yeah, do it again. That's our little inside
That's
joke.
an inside joke.
Mm.
And then you just keep on quoting me after that. Or, what the fuck? What else do I remember?
If I had to bet, if you don't mind me answering, if you don't, if I had to bet, it would probably be like in gym or like, no, chemistry was in 9th grade. It was
No,
probably,
but we met in the AP US History room when we got our schedules and stuff, no? I think I remember
wait,
that.
AP Environmental Science? Wait, Ulrich?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm
Fuck
sorry.
Ulrich.
I love Ulrich. Wait, I love
Let's talk
Ulrich.
about this. Yeah,
He was in, you know, Global Glimpse.
Global
the thing?
Glimpse, yeah.
He was
so-
my, teacher. We had 2 teachers. We had Ulrich who came with us, and then we had another teacher from another school who came with us.
Mhm.
Best trip of my life. When I tell you, there was only 14, 15, 16 of us, teenagers. I think it was our odd numbers, so 15.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Ulrich and his name, I forgot his name. But they let us do anything, bro. Anything we wanted. He was like, oh yeah, it's okay. In moderation though,
of course.
in another country, in another, place. But
that's crazy to think
yeah,
about.
we could, oh my gosh, it was
In another
so,
country, yeah.
it was so, I love Ulrich. He became my favorite person after that because I have a picture? I have a picture of him. He was so funny. He had bought a shirt, but it was too small for him, and he put it on. It was like a crop top, and he's in the doorway like this with his face
spread out.
And then when we was we had almost a 24-hour flight there because our flight kept on getting delayed. We had to wait in Texas. We had a
Like an airport in Texas.
what is it? A transfer, a layaway flight. and we had to wait in the airport for like hours. I think it was like 7 hours we waited, or
jeez,
whatever. And I was taking videos, and then you just see Ulrich's face. Like, I'd be like, oh, we have to wait here, and I was just like making like a crying face. It's just so funny, and I feel like, you know, around that time we just bonded. Like in that airport we bonded. So
I mean, 7 hours together in a room.
Yeah. Everybody like when we got to Ecuador, like we were already a family. Like that's it.
I imagine it's a big like, I don't even want to say step. It's just a big thing in general to go to another country,
right.
And especially with people you don't like really know. I mean, like you knew some people from
there was like 3 people
from our high school, right?
Yeah, it was Jean Carlos, there was Ruby, me, and I think Hilario came. No, Hilario did not. Did Hilario come?
I know Hilario did Global Glimpse. I don't know if you went to that one.
Wait, who was it?
So like Ruben or Sanaya or.
It wasn't Ruben. I don't remember. Get back to me with that one. I have pictures.
Okay, but yeah, no, I don't say fuck Ulrich. I think it's because like we were really bad kids. My friend group and I were really bad kids. We would talk a lot during class. We were fairly smart, so we like knew everything and not everything, but we understood things, absorbed it well. And he just hated that we were always talking and having fun because I don't know about having fun, but it was just like we were always talking and stuff over him. And
in which one, in 9th grade or the one in?
Ninth grade, early on 9th grade, and then he was like called Isai's dad and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, he called Isai's dad because Isai was like always talking. He was like, no matter where he placed Isai would always constantly be talking and making the people next to him laugh and stuff like that. So Isai grew very not fond of him very quickly, and it's always funny to hear Isai get mad at things. I think he's like the angriest one in our group. Like actually, he's always so mad at shit.
I like vaguely remember him getting angry. But like, yeah.
Ulrich or Isai?
Isai.
Yeah.
But like, I remember his like he has like a very unique like voice. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I could hear him like in my ear from like high school. I wasn't really around him that much though. But I didn't like Ulrich in 9th grade though. I didn't.
I don't believe we did either.
But I mean, people change. The class was hard for me. I was dumb. I didn't even take the chemistry, regents or whatever the fuck he was supposed to take in 9th grade. Right? Yeah. Was it? Living environment. Yeah, we didn't. Isai, Neo, and I didn't take that until 12th grade. We didn't take living environment until 12th grade. Really?
We did like everything else, and then they were like, "Okay, but it says here you didn't take living environment." Like everyone took living environment like 9th grade or in middle school, and we're like, we've never literally heard of that ever.
I think they put us. I was like so mad because they told me I had to take living environment in 10th grade and I had to take it with 9th grade. I was pissed off. And I went up there and I'm like, why didn't you put me in 9th grade? It was like, oh, because your schedule, whatever, because you took algebra, and then you scheduled and coordinating this and third, and I was like, damn. So like that really like separated me from a whole bunch of people from 9th grade. So like I was like, damn.
But I think it's fair to assume we probably met like either in a class or in the lunchroom. I feel like the lunchroom is I mean like I know early on. I mean, I went to the orientation. Did you go to the freshman orientations? We might have met, but I mean, it was again so fucking long ago. Yeah, and I think I really only talked to a few people freshman year, and I really stuck to my group of friends that came from middle school. And then like I guess we're I guess sort of magnets, you could say. We attracted other people, and other people saw us like in a group, and they're like, all right, this might be easy to
right, because they're already a group.
Yeah, so it's just easy to like get a word in every once in a while and get to know these people, so they seem comfortable,
right?
You know, so
for me, like I came there with nobody from my school, so
really, yeah,
like nobody. There was only like one. I don't know if you remember him. His name was Tashim or whatever.
No.
He used to do the flips in gym. And he had a girlfriend with the wig where she like ran into the volleyball net and her wig came off. You don't remember that?
Her name was
Naya,
Naya,
I think so. I don't remember, but yeah. That was him, but I really wasn't friends with him. So like, I start all over. Like everywhere I go, I always start all over because I don't like. I always go somewhere. I don't know, like by myself. I'm always by myself. So like I start over, and I think the first person I met was Evelyn. I think I was telling you about this.
Yes, I believe so.
And she was loud from the beginning. She kept on hitting me. And I was like, okay.
That's people's love language, man. Physical touch.
Yeah, well, that's mine too, but like I don't hit you. Like I don't know you. I don't touch you.
I wish you would.
But
yeah,
Angel, you don't want me to hit you.
Yes, I'm
very heavy-handed.
I'm a sensitive boy. I get bruised up easily, like a banana.
Wow, weak. Anyways, I think Evelyn was the first one, and then I think Carla, and then I was like with the Leah and them. I remember seeing Aaliyah and then it was like, I was with Aaliyah and Jelani and that group over there, and then Isabel, I think, and Savannah, blah 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 blah. And then like I don't know. Slowly, I already told you the story. Don't feel like telling it here, but like slowly we just like drifted away.
High school,
and then I think that was like in 10th grade, but I met Julie. You know Julie. She was the first person I ever clicked with from the orientation.
Yeah.
From what was it? Not the orientation. From the
trip. Or?
No, it was like how like we went to the park and we took a picture before school started in the summer.
Yeah.
That's orientation?
Yeah, that's orientation. It was that, and there was like some like trip on a bridge or something like that. I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah, it was like 2 or whatever.
Yeah, there's the one at the park, and there's the one at the bridge. They were both orientations.
So there was like, everybody had so many people in their group, and I was with Feldman. I don't know if you remember him. He left like 10th, 11th grade. Yeah. I was with him, and there was like only 3 people in our group. There was me, there was Richard, there was Casey, and then Julie came last. She came to the park. She wasn't even in the school. She came to the park, and I was like, yeah, you could be with me, and we clicked so fast. Yeah. Like so fast. And then she started dating people, and then drama. But we still talk to this day. Like she has 2 kids.
Beautiful.
And like I go to her house and I play with her kids, her babies. They're so cute.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So yeah, and she's still with Michael.
Shout out Julie and Michael.
Julie and Michael, yeah. We met Michael in 9th grade health class.
He was a year older than us,
He was like,
right?
He was in 12th grade.
Was he in 12th grade?
Yeah, he was a senior.
Jesus Christ. I know we were put with a lot of people. I remember Miss Laniato, right? Mm-hmm. We were placed in her health class, and there was a bunch of people that were older than us and stuff like that. And
Michael,
yeah.
That's how they met. And it was like me and Julie, I think Kyla and Michael was all in one table, and we clicked with Michael so much. Yeah. And he was like, okay.
Sweet boy. From what I remember, one day I was like lost out of my mind, and like I wasn't like drunk or high or anything. This was like very much in my sober era.
Sober.
And so I think I had just dropped one of my friends off at home, and this was like 10th grade, I think. Maybe like early 10th grade, late 9th grade, and I was just lost. Like I didn't know where the fuck I was, and then I saw Michael and a group of his friends, I imagine, coming out of a pizzeria, like a Little Caesars, and I was like, "Yo, Michael, what's up?" I was like, "Do you know where I am right now?" and he was like, "Oh yeah, like where are you trying to go?" And I was like, I need to get to the outro." And he's like, "Oh, just go this way for a few blocks and take a right when you see the store." And I was like, "Thank you so much." He's like, "Hey, you want a slice of pizza?" And I was like, "Yeah, I would love a fucking slice of pizza." So he gave me like a slice of like pepperoni pizza, and I went on my way. And I was like, from that moment, I was always like, that's such a sweet guy. He's a very sweet guy. He's very quiet. Like I don't think he was very outspoken in classes or anything like that, but he was very sweet. He was a very kind person. So shout out Julie and shout out
Michael.
I was gonna say Megan because of the movie. Shout out Michael and Julie, and shout out their kids also.
Eli and Amy.
Beautiful. Okay, yeah, that's how we met. Again, freshman year.
Freshman year high school.
It's not exactly.
Really, don't remember anything else. Like honestly, freshman year.
Yeah.
Freshman year is a blur. Like
I remember at the back of the auditorium every day. And now I look back. Like I said this to you in a phone call before you should. I was like, I can't believe we would wake up that early to hang out. Like it's really not that deep. Like we could have we did have like a group chat like on Kick and stuff. Yeah. Kick, like. It wasn't even.
The thing about that is like I hated the fact that they had group chats and then they had group chats of the group chats or like side group chats. And I was like,
it was very extra.
Yeah, I was like, okay, like that's when I started like distancing myself from people because I was like, y'all shady, y'all shady as fuck. Like,
it was a lot of work. It was a lot of shit to keep track of, and people. One thing I think about, for better or for worse, people really cared back then. Like people really like. They had the attention span to have 3 different group chats and know who wasn't in each one,
and not to say who, like not to mention one group chat to the person that's not in that group chat.
Yeah, like it was crazy, but like I remember like they really did care, and so I remember one time like me and Neo had like I don't even know if it was a real argument, but then I got like the idea, either him or I got the idea like let's just make like a fake fight in between us. Let's just drag this out, like see what happens. This sounds like a funny idea. And so it's either we made up or like we were never fighting. And then in the group chat we just started going crazy, and we just started. It's funny now to think about it. It probably wasn't. It very much so wasn't in the moment because they were all like, "Guys, don't fight, please. We don't want you to fight," and stuff like that. And so me and Neil were just cracking up in a phone call and being like, "This is crazy." They really think we're fighting, but like we didn't know them. Yeah. They weren't in on it. They didn't know us that well. Like obviously me and Neil would like never actually get into a fight, let alone like a fist fight, which we were like, oh dude, but like they didn't know us at the time, and so they were like I remember Richard being like, Richard's such a go. I love Richard so much. He was like I would literally like stand between you guys, like hold one of you down, like this isn't gonna happen. And then Jelani and Lee were like, you guys are doing stupid stuff fighting. This is literally, and like. I remember the next day, like they were like a bit like off, and we were just like, no, it was absolutely like a fake fight or whatever, and they got so mad at us.
Oh my god!
And that's just one of the many reasons I was an asshole in high school. I also did like a fake prank thing. I told like Ishmael earlier. Shout out Ishmael, by the way, the goat. And where I was like, I'm gonna move or something like that because Eastside not recently, but in like 9th or 10th grade. No, 10th grade. Duffy, like his dad and him were talking about moving, and I was like, oh, that'd be super sad. And I was like, dude, what if I moved? And then I just took that and I ran with it, and I told Ishmael, I was like, dude, I'm just gonna pretend like I'm gonna move or something. I'm gonna have people like write a bunch of like sad notes and stuff like that for me, and be like, I miss you and stuff like that. I genuinely I didn't even think it was funny at the time. I just thought it was like,
let's fuck with somebody.
Yeah, I was like, I literally was gaslighting. I was like, that'd be so fun to like actually like see how much people cared about me. I was like in a little tension-seeking whore,
right.
You know.
I think we all were. Like I was honestly, I was trying to get attention, but not get attention. Like I really don't remember like how my behavior was in high school, honestly.
Yeah,
like,
I try to block that out. not yours, everyone's.
Yeah, no, like mine. Like I don't remember how I acted. A lot of people say I was more wiser than I seemed. Like I was like a wise, because I don't know, like people said I was wise or whatever. But like I really do not remember how I was in high school. I feel like I was very pathetic. Like honestly, I was pathetic. Like bleh. Like. Think about it, makes me cringe. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Ooh, like, cause I was like, I was so desperate for like friendship in high school, like, cause what happened with the friend group, like we fell out, and then I was like a little drifter. Like in 10th grade, 11th grade, I was a little drifter. I used to hang out with Marcos and Jason and Angel, the tall Angel. Yeah. And then who else would I hang out with? Like those group of boys that was playing the games. I used to hang out with them all the time. I used to sit with them at lunch, but then most of the time I would just like be in that staircase or whatever. So like I was a little drifter. I would go home and like really not do anything or whatever. Like my whole like I feel like high school was like going to school, going home, going to school, going home. And I had church around that time too. So I would like do church stuff. Like that was like 11th grade. 11th to 12th grade, I got into, my church and stuff like that.
Are you saying it's the same church you're still in today?
Yeah, but I've always been there, but I was just, like, I volunteered more in my church, and then, I don't know, I was just, like, by myself, so, like, yeah. I don't know, like, I don't know how to say anything like that, like, I'm blanking right now, but, yeah.
I mean, if it's fair to say, I think high school definitely was, it certainly feels like a waste of time. It certainly felt like it, like, the phrase, like, like everything in high school after high school doesn't matter. It very much so feels like that. It very much feels like a stepping stone.
Right.
And then, or like at least to mold your personality and to get like in middle school, everyone's sort of like stuck to whoever, let's take this analogy. Like, and I feel like in elementary school, and beforehand, it's literally just like you like digging up your nose and just like not. It's just like literally doing shit whatever you want to do. Ironically, that's probably the most you've ever been yourself is elementary school. It's just like, I mean, you're impressionable, but it's just you doing whatever you want to do, and then that gets you in trouble.
Not really. For me, middle school, high school, all the school, like I was like so scared of authority because my mother is like one of the big authority figures. She always taught you like to not mess with adults and be kind and this, that, and the third. So I was like a goody two shoes. Like never did anything I never did anything I wanted. Really, I couldn't really do anything I wanted. But like I don't know, like, I feel like I block out so much of school because I feel like I wasn't going to school. Like, I wasn't me in school. Like, I was, like, I was doing school mostly for my mother to, like, you know, go to college and do this, do that, do that. So, like, for me, I, like, school, I don't even remember anything from school, middle school, elementary school, high school, nothing.
Do you think you were a version of yourself? Like
yeah.
Like an expectation.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's where we differ then. I mean, definitely in middle school and, like, up, like, the first year or so of high school, I felt the same way. Elementary school, I mean, my mom pushed it on me, but, like, I was still just, like, a dumb little boy.
I mean, we all were, but...
Yeah, so I think, like, elementary school, I was just, like, just living life, just doing whatever. I was really happy. And then middle school, I started getting peer pressured and being like, not like directly, but like, these guys think this is funny. I should probably think this is funny. These guys are doing this. I should probably do this. They're playing these sports. I should probably like these sports. Right. So it's just essentially copying everybody. And then when you get into that mindset and then you enter high school, it's just like a bunch of different
like just
cliques of people that are like coming from their middle school and stuff. And like this middle school clique usually acts like this, and this middle school clique acts like this, and it gets into like this weird spaghetti thing where it's like we're intervening and different like bubble. It's like a Venn diagram, just with so many circles. Yeah, and then you just get a little bit of everything, and that's where you really get a taste of everything. And then college, especially college, you meet so many people, and then you're like, holy shit, there's even more that I haven't seen, and then it just gets complicated.
And the times too, like the times, like, you know what I'm
saying?
Yeah. Times are before, like, in high school, you know, everybody was, I don't know, like, it felt like a huge transition from 11th and 12th, like, because everybody was so, like, you know, gay. It wasn't even, like, it was, like, straight, and you, like, knew someone who was gay, and then, like, it transitioned to, like, you know, LGBTQ and all that stuff, and I started, like, learning more and more about it. Like, in one of my classes, there was...
Which, like, college or, like, high school?
In high school. Mm-hmm. And I was in 10th grade, but I was taking living environment. I think it was living environment. No. Yeah, it was living environment. I was taking living environment with Azer. And one of the students, I don't know, their name was, like, something, but they wanted to be a girl, right? So... You know, they came in with wigs and all that stuff, and they were my partner. Like,
I think I know who might be Zoe.
I don't know. Zoe, Lucy, whatever. They changed the name all the time. Anyways, so they were my partner, and you know what's funny? Wait, I think their name is X now.
Xavier. X. Yeah,
or X
maybe.
Or whatever. You know he lives in my boyfriend's apartment building.
Oh,
They live in the same building. Anyways, I saw him. I don't know.
I feel like
it's him, but then
I feel like in general it's just safe to say them.
Yeah.
I mean, like regardless, them is just like that, you know, this noun. So them, I think, is just like, I feel like when I'm in I wouldn't say uncomfortable, but just like in a I don't have that much context and I don't know the full story. I think just in general, like if you call me them when you're talking about me, I'm not going to be like, hold up, wait a minute. You know, it's just you're talking about me, maybe me and multiple people. You know, I think it's just safe to, like, if you're unsure about that, just say them. Yeah.
But I don't say them a lot, so, like, I'm going to forget to say them and say him or whatever.
It's a learning curve for sure.
They were, like, they were wearing wigs, and they were saying that they wanted to be a girl, and they were saying that they wanted to change their name to, I think, Zoe or whatever. And I got into it with them, and I was like, they was like,
it's cool.
You know, I like girls or whatever, and I was like, so why do you want to be a girl and you still like girls? Like, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, huh? I was like, and then we got into it, and not really into it. Like, I was just like questioning. Like, I still didn't get it, and then Asia had to come over and be like, explain to me, and I was like, okay, like, I think I get it, but like, I don't know if I get it, you know?
Yeah.
So that was like my first introduction to, you know, the trans community, LGBTQ, anyone who wants to be like a different gender, because I didn't get it. Like, I was like, okay, and then, you know, I became friends with them, and, you know, we in next year we had chemistry together, and we were partners again. So it was like I just learned, like, it doesn't matter what sexual orientation, what they are, it's like, you know, they're them. So, like, that was my first ever introduction to it, and then now it's like, everywhere. Everybody's like not. I'm not trying to say like now it's everywhere, but everybody's like either
it's definitely
trans,
more common, or it's definitely more
yeah.
like it's seen as less harsh. It's definitely more. We're definitely more accustomed to
right.
it. Is I guess what
And
I should
people
say.
were like making fun of them and stuff like that, like taking videos and posting on your Instagram, like clowning them, and I'm just like, bro, like just stop. Like I was getting so mad for them. I was like, just stop. Like it's like mind your goddamn business. Like I was so annoyed.
And,
like
I mean, like high school is the epitome of don't mind your business.
mm-hmm.
I mean, like high school. If there was ever a time to mind your business, high school would definitely not be the time. I mean, like high school, like whatever small thing happened, you had to be on top of it. It was sort of like a news report channel. Like it's crazy. Whenever something happened, or whenever word like got out of one thing, it had to be your business also.
Right.
You know, which fucking sucks because I would have loved for my high school experience to be like me working on like I mean like I'm working on a lot of music and projects now like podcasts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I wish if I had started doing this like way earlier, I would have been way more comfortable with it. I would have gotten my skills way up there. But in high school, I guess I sort of was in my own world. I was like hanging out with my friends and doing our things, and then whenever we heard drama or like word got around the school of certain things happening, it would be like as much as we didn't care, we sort of had to,
right?
and so we were always interested in shit like that.
Gotta keep up with the times.
Gotta keep up with the times. No, that's facts. No, exactly. So like when a fight broke out or something, you had to know about it. When somebody like
argue with somebody, broke up with somebody, somebody.
Yeah, when somebody fought, you had to see a video of it, or you were not in the know. You weren't popular. You didn't. You know what I mean?
You know when Aaliyah started telling me like you guys were dating, I was like you didn't tell me, and I'm like now I'm thinking about that. I'm like, who the fuck were you to like for like who like I wasn't even like that much of a friend with Aaliyah, and I was like, oh, you didn't tell me this and I thought I was close with Aaliyah, whatever. So I was like, you didn't tell me, whatever, and she was like, do I have to tell you? And I was like.
Fuck
no,
right.
I mean, shit. Like, you could have,
No, definitely.
But, like, that was, like, a very shock. I was like, wow, I didn't even know you guys liked each other. And, like, this, that, and the third. I was like, wow, shocking. But, you know, it was cute.
It was cute while it lasted.
Yeah, it was cute while it lasted.
It was great while it lasted. Giving a short rundown of the relationship. Between the summer of 9th grade and the beginning of 10th grade, Aaliyah and I were very much so in contact. We were texting each other a lot, calling each other a lot, mostly via like Snapchat and stuff like that. And so we just, I don't know, we just sort of talked about stuff a lot, and we got to liking each other, and we found out we had a lot in common. I think the sweetest thing I'll forever keep and cherish from that relationship is when she was very honest with me, and she was like, I think you say out loud, this is what she told me, so this is her talking to me. She said, I think you say out loud a lot of things that I think in my head. And
Aww.
I was like, that's very sweet. It's nice to know that like someone's resonating with you, you know. And I was like, that's crazy, because like I also thought, I was like, I think I really admired her confidence, and I loved the way that she would just say things and not care, and then people would still laugh and react. And I was like, I cared so much about people laughing and reacting at my shit that like if people didn't react to the things I said, I would feel like terrible and horrible. But to her, it was just so natural. Like she would say whatever she wanted, and people would either naturally respond and, you know, great, or they wouldn't, and she wouldn't care. And I was so envious of that. I was like, that's crazy. I wish I was like you. And so there was aspects of each other we saw in each other which we liked a lot, and so naturally we got to speaking. Don't feel bad that Aaliyah didn't tell you we were dating. It just was sort of our business.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Exactly. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I thought that, I don't know, I really liked Aaliyah, and I really liked Jelani and that whole friend group. Like, I wanted to be their friend so bad. I feel like I tried a little bit too hard. And also, like, you know, around that time, my mom didn't let me, like, do stuff outside of school, because I went to school so far away from my house. So she was like, you have to go home and go to school. You can't hang out. You can't do no clubs, nothing. So, like, I really missed a lot of that bonding time that they had around that time. Like, they
hung out after school.
Yeah, all the time, a lot.
Yeah.
So then, like, by the time I got back, like, 10th grade, and that's when I started drifting off, I was like, I remember I was texting Jelani. I was like, I feel like you guys, I think I told you this, I feel like you guys are, like, you know, pushing me out, whatever, and I feel like, you know, I'm not part of the group, like, and then she was like, I think she wrote, like, maybe you should try harder, or something like that, like, maybe it's you, or whatever, and I was like, I mean, I'm trying, like, but I feel like I just missed out on so much. Like I'm like already gone, so I was like, I just leave. So that's around the time when I stopped hanging out with them, and then you guys kept on like, Brooklyn, like, why you don't hang out with us anymore? And I was like, oh, it's like whatever. Like I didn't want to create animosity or whatever, because like I was the outlier. All you guys were like, a group, and I was the outlier. So I was like I just drift off, it just like didn't work out. So like, yeah, like I really wanted to work out like low key, because I was like fiending for a friend, like fiending for a friend.
I mean, and what's better than one friend than a group?
But I feel like I had no friends. Like I had my sister and Julie, but Julie was like having boyfriends, She had Dominic, and then at the end of 11th grade or whatever, let's not even get into that, because I can't even really quick, I won't talk about that, but
really super duper shortly, I was so close with Dominic for a while, because like when I had first broken up with my most recent ex, he was really the only one I could talk to, if that's weird. And I only recently found out about how things sort of were like between him and Julie. But I really only saw his point of view, and Julie wasn't in like school that much for me to be like, hey.
She not?
I mean, in when Dominic was there, like, I mean, I guess I didn't go out of my way,
right?
Because I sort of felt bad, because I was like listening to like Dominic's point of view, and back then I was just sort of like, whatever I got, I worked with, and that was sort of the truth that I saw. So I saw it as like a fucked up to sort of be like, Julie, is this like true? Because why would I press her on something like that? I obviously had no business in. And so I guess 10th grade, when I was going through problems with Aaliyah, and when he had problems with Julie, we sort of like bonded over like the fact that we both had problems with our girlfriends and struggles and stuff we were going through. And then after he had transferred and he was no longer with Julie, I still tried to keep in contact with him. And I also kept in contact with him like shortly after high school, or towards the end of high school. And when I went through my breakup with my most recent ex, he was super there for me, and like I was at such a low point, and he was there for me. So as much as I understand like other things that may have gone down between him and his ex, that don't concern me. He was a great friend, but now I try to like get in contact with him, and he's just ghosted me and stuff like that. I don't know if he's like afraid that I like now have like Julie's perspective and stuff like that, and like is afraid to talk to me, or if he's just genuinely busy. But he was a really great friend and just person to talk to in those moments. Again, a lot of bias, but yeah, I'll leave it at that. Dominic was a great friend for what we talked about and what I knew about him.
Right. I don't really talk to Julie about Dominic, her relationship, because I know it was kind of fucked up a little bit, but like I'm not one to like, now I'm mature. Like I don't know, like high school is a wild time. I feel like I was the same person all 4 years. Like I feel like I was a little bit getting on my shell 12th grade, but then the pandemic like shut that down real quick. The pandemic was awful. But like I feel like I'm thankful for the pandemic, because like I grew as a person. I grew my mindset, everything. Like I feel more confident now. Like if I was a person I am now in high school, bro, I would have thrived. I feel like, and I'm I have my own style now. I know who I am now. I'm more confident in myself, and I feel like just like low key grateful for the pandemic. Low key grateful for like high school, because I don't want to be who I was in high school anymore. And I talk about it with Julie all the time. Like we reminisce about it, and we just don't go there, because I was also friends with Roman and Javy, and like me and Jamie were like best friends. We were so close, and I don't know, like it's like all these friendships like made me, because I was always in some sort of problem in high school. I was always like the mediator of something in high school. Or I was always in the middle of some drama. I don't know why. Like, drama just follows me all the time. But, like, no one knows. But, like, I'm always getting pulled into people's drama. Like, when Dominic and Julie had that really big fight in the lunchroom, I was pulled in. Or, the whole Javian thing, I was pulled in. And I'm just, like, I'm always, like, I felt like I was always in the middle. And I'm still like that now. Like, it's kind of crazy. And I feel like, I don't know if we want to talk about this, but, like, I'm very spiritual. And I'm very, like, I believe in God. I'm not really religious. like my family doesn't do really religion, like the church. Like,
I
we
think
go to
spiritual
church.
is a great way to put it.
Mhm. So like I have my own relationship with God and everything, and I feel like I don't know, like he puts these people in my path to like for me to help them and them to help me. You know.
You said before in the call, not to cut you off, but you definitely said in the call before that you're more of a healer type of person, and so you feel like you and your sister, sort of like on your own and stuff like that, and you really are, put in these situations or positions to really heal people and help them see better and help them grow.
Because
like which is very sweet.
I feel like and that's one of the reasons why I was saying like people thought I was wise in high school or whatever, because I have a lot of perspective on things from other people's perspectives. Like my mom, for forever, like she tried to tell us everything, try to give her her perspective on everything, and like everything we wanted to do, either like every bad thing we wanted to do, she would tell us like, don't do this because this will happen, and it will happen the same way to you because it's not anything different,
Yeah, which is also super quickly. I know I keep saying super quickly and go on like less than a minute of a rant and stuff like that, but like it really is interesting how like the same situation, like history repeats itself. Isn't that like super crazy? Like the same situation but with different people at a different era, and it's just, I don't know, it's amazing to me how like no matter how different I am to somebody like in the 1800s, if we were both lied to by a friend, we still have the same amount of doubt and like feeling of betrayal.
Exactly.
And then we could react the exact same way, except instead of me ignoring phone calls, they're like ignoring letters being written to them and stuff like that, and not talking to them at the like town hall meeting or something like that. It's always astounding to me how like similar people are, and it sucks so much, especially like at a time like now where I feel like people are fighting to be divided. I feel like people are really like, as much as people want to come together and stuff like that, people like see differences and they just like,
it's like one difference. You can have 10 similarities, but one difference. Oh no.
Yeah. People, I mean, I guess I sort of understand. You strive to be different and stuff like that. Thought this was a hoodie. I was going to put my hands in my hoodie pocket. I just ended up feeling on my stomach. but yeah, no, like, I feel like, I mean, it's definitely the differences that make life worth living, like, if we all thought the same and felt the same,
It'd be so bleak.
But I don't know. I think there's something beautiful. I mean, I guess that's sort of why I like doing podcasts and stuff like that, is because, like, you and I don't think 100% the same. Me and, like, the next person I might have on definitely won't think the same, but it's great just knowing where people are coming from.
Yeah, I love like hearing both sides all the time, because like I don't know, it doesn't even matter the situation. Like there's always something true about anything that anybody says.
Yeah, you can't tell somebody like everything they think is a lie.
Right.
It's just because it comes from somewhere,
and we're ignorant as it is too. So it's like,
yeah, amen to that.
The more you listen to people, the more you talk to people, the more you learn.
Yeah.
But anyways, I forget what I was saying. But I learned from other people's mistakes, and I actually learned from other people's mistakes. Like, for me, my mom would tell me, oh, this is a mistake because this will happen, and I would listen, and I wouldn't even try. You know how kids would be like, that's not how it is, and then they do it, and the outcome is the same as the mom says? Like, I would always, like, just listen to what my mom says, and it'll be, 100% true, and I would, like, I guess that's why people, told me I was wise again, because, I had my mom in me, like in my ear type, like, oh, if you do this, then this will happen, and then I was 100% right, like most of the time. Like, I feel like, high school is very irrelevant. Sure. Very irrelevant, and I feel like people who still hold grudges from high school, like, come on now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
I feel like I'm sorry, a grudge is really just like wanting to take action but not, you know, like now that I'm like an adult, I'm 21. Now that I'm an adult,
you're 21. You're so old.
Yeah, I'm so old.
I'm 20.
I'm a grandpa.
Sorry, I can't relate.
I'm sorry, I'm a grandpa. I'm relatable now. No, but now that I'm older, I'm like, I realize grudges are really just you wanting to do something but being unsure of what you want to do. Like sometimes you're holding a grudge against somebody, you just want forgiveness, or you just want to forgive them, or you just want to make peace. And then other times you hold grudges, you're like, oh, I want to let this person go, but I'm afraid of the consequences. So, like, when you get older, you realize grudges are just you not, acting out on how you really want to act out because you're scared of whether or not your reaction will be appropriate and how it'll affect you. Nowadays, if I'm holding a grudge against somebody and I know I am, I'm like, I need to do something about this. I need to either just, like, like ask for an apology or apologize to them, or just need to cut them out and not deal with this anymore. You know what I mean? Which is, I wish I knew that in high school because I was just like very petty in high school and very dumb in high school. But
I feel like I'm a little bit petty still, but like not as much. Like for me, you could cut this name out, bleep this name out, but she's, I don't know, like I feel like she's day room, low-key.
Definitely.
So I'm like, okay, like I texted her one time. She like I watched her stories or whatever. I watched her stories.
Past tense.
Yeah, and this was recent too. She was like at a karaoke or something with one of her friends, and I was like, oh wow, like I just texted her. I was like, oh, what's that karaoke place called?
No response. Yeah.
I'm like, why are you not responding? Like, in your day room, like what? Like, I know you've seen it, but you're not responding. Like, that's kind of crazy. And I'm just like, so I was like, I don't know, I was petty, so I like unfollowed her. But like, it's like, and it's like anything I texted her, like she wouldn't answer, and I'm just like, or it's just me like being like petty and whatever. And she probably like just doesn't watch like she doesn't like, she sees it but like doesn't respond. Like sometimes I do that.
That happens, yeah.
So I'm just like, but like at the time I was like, you're so day room, like, girl, like you got a little bit of follow. I was like a little like salty. I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't know, but you know, in retrospect, like I can't, like that hurts me. I can't really hold grudges.
Of course, I also want to be like just. I don't know. I also get that. Like I'm very like I'm not like a very busy person. I know a fair amount of people, and you know, but I'm not constantly in contact with all the people I knew. If I was, I'd be like smothered in and like texts and calls and stuff like that, because I like to think of myself as a very approachable social person. But it's keeping in touch with everybody that's like the problem, because you know, like if you're just texting people to just text them, it's like insincere. It comes off as just like a chore and shit like that, you know. So but with like someone like her specifically, I can very much so see it being a very like I don't have the time for this, or like, you know, like
why is they texting me?
Yeah.
But it's a simple question. You can't just say, oh, this place, that's it, that's all I want.
Yeah. So
and people just I hate people sometimes.
Of course. Yeah, definitely. But with I think that about covers high school. I mean, we should probably get I should probably get Julie on the podcast. Yeah. It seems very much so that she has a. I don't know why I thought it came from over there. My phone's over here. I should very much so get. I was going to say Jennifer. Oh my god. I'm so bad with names. I should really get Julie on the podcast. It seems like she has definitely like a very interesting story and an interesting perspective, to say the least, about
probably
life.
not gonna happen. She got 2 kids now.
I mean, definitely. You know, I mean, I'll come and see Eli and Amy if I have to. But yeah, it seems super interesting. So again, just let me know what you want me to cut out and stuff like that, and I'll definitely oblige. I'm definitely gonna bleep out a bunch of names and stuff like that. But I think, you know, it's nice to get that out and talk, regardless of if it's going out or not. You know, I like this podcast to be sort of like, again, when the title "When the Day's Done" is coming from like I imagine like getting home from like work or something. You know, like those old movie scenes where like they take their hat and their coat off. Yeah. They sit on the couch and grab a beer and something, and they're just like relaxing. That's sort of what I imagine is like me like taking everything and taking my jacket and my hat off, me like, honey, I'm home, and then just like laying on the couch and
just talking
and just being like, how was your day? And like, this is what happened recently, and you know, I really want to dissolve isn't the right word. Decompress. Thank you so much. I'm supposed to be the English major, you know. Decompress and just really talk about, you know, what's been on your mind, and just, you know.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I want to come on your podcast too, because I feel like I have a lot to say. We talk a lot.
We do.
Like we like, even if we don't talk often, like every time we talk it's like 2 hours.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was gonna say. We don't talk often, but when we do, we're on the phone for like an hour and a half. Yeah. Minimum. Yeah. So
we have a lot to say. We have a lot on our mind, and I feel like, you know, words. Oh my gosh. When you just want to sit down with somebody and like, I would love to start a podcast, but sometimes in my brain I'm like, bro, you have nothing interesting to say. Like, no one's gonna want to listen to this. Like, you're just gonna be babbling or whatever.
I have those thoughts a lot. It's true to some extent. You know, you very much so need another person to sort of keep the conversation going. I mean, I struggle doing my own podcast with my own topics and stuff like that. Thankfully, I mean, similar to you, I have the habit of just like, you know, rambling and going on tangents and stuff. I wanted to start a podcast called I wanted to name this podcast Tangents, because like I have one topic and then I just derail myself like 600 different times.
I would love to come back on your podcast. Like,
for sure.
I feel like it's so therapeutic. And I want to start a podcast again, like what I'm saying.
It's a lot of editing.
I want to be free, and like I don't want to have the stigma of other people like from my church or whatever watching or listening to it and then like judging. Like that's one of the reasons why I don't do religion, because religion, church, people judge. I go to church, but I go to church for God. I don't go to church for other people.
I saw your story, and it was just like, my main story is for people I know, and then close friends is for people who don't judge. Yeah, that's funny.
And I'm just like, I don't like when people judge. Like, I want to be who I want to say what I want to say.
Like unapologetically yourself.
Yeah, and it's just like
type shit.
Like I'm only like that around a couple people, my boyfriend. Like I'm not even like that around my family. It's just like I just want to be like. Talk about what I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, there's only a couple people in the world who are like that. To me, at least. Like,
grateful. I'm grateful I'm in that list.
I feel like it's you, it's Roman. I could talk to Roman like that. I could talk to Daniel, my boyfriend, like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, and it's just like, and it's mostly guys, because I feel like girls, and Julie. Obviously, Julie's up there.
I mean, you've been through a lot. It seems so.
We've been through a lot.
I feel like it's not that.
And one of my close friends from middle school, her name is Eliza. Like I feel like I could tell her anything.
Shout out Eliza.
Yeah.
Eliza's awesome.
So.
And also, don't worry. This isn't definitely gonna get to people from your church.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it does,
maybe.
I feel like this is very laid back, and I'm gonna make sure everything you want to have out there is out there, and we keep maybe. Private or sensitive matters to yourself, or in between us, rather, I should say.
So, like, I just want to start a podcast, like, under an alias. Maybe have a voice changer.
It's not super hard to change your voice in podcasts and stuff like that, but regardless, I want to sort of get into. I mean, that's a lot of our past, and sort of teasing our present. So, what's sort of what have you been through right now? I mean, I know you're drinking, so I'm gonna just sort of talk about.
What am I doing right now? I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to school in 2020. It didn't happen good. I mean, it ended bad.
Poor
I kind of failed and I lost my financial aid. So then I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a break, and I haven't been back in 2 years. So, I really want to go back to school though, but it's like I have so much anxiety around it, because around that time I was having so many like breakdowns. I was crying every time I had to go to. I was like we was online, and I was crying every time. I was like so stuck, like there, and I was working at the same time, and I had just like got into a relationship with my first boyfriend ever at that time too.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to balance all three of these? And I was just so depressed. I was so bad, and then I was like, I don't want to be in school anymore, and I was like, I just want to focus on getting work and my boyfriend at the time, and now I was just stuck. Like I didn't want to do anything at all, and now I'm just like, I want to go back to school. Like I want to better myself, because I had broken up with my boyfriend. We had broken up like last year in 2022, and I was in that relationship. That was my first ever relationship ever. I was in that relationship for a whole year, from December 29th to December 29th.
Let me tell you killed it. You blew my second grade relationship out of the water with that one.
And, I don't know, like, I just experienced a lot in that time. And working and in a relationship and going to school at that time. And
that's a lot to juggle.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know, like, I was like just a shell of a person around that time. And I got sick around that time, too. Like, I discovered I have like a vitamin B12 deficiency. It's called pernicious anemia. It's like anemia, but it's like an autoimmune thing. Yeah. So I had gotten sick around like November of 20.
Oh, that's probably your phone.
Oh, that's my boyfriend. Do I pause it?
It's Westbury, Connecticut.
I know, it's my boyfriend.
Okay. Feel free to call. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Brian just got a call from her boyfriend, so I'm gonna have to, take a quick break really quickly. Enjoy these ads. This video is sponsored by me. My previous videos, or should I say my most recent video. It's the first installment of a series I'd like to call the Why I Love series. Hopefully now all of my videos under that catalog, playlist series isn't going to be as long as my last one. Then again, I did go super in-depth into every single track on Pink Season and explained why. I think that album is probably one of the best, not just under the comedic albums or genre, but also just having some of the best lo-fi, having some of the best examples of rapping and production that I think an album can have. Of course, take that with a grain of salt. This video is sponsored by me. If you haven't already, check out that video. Again, the Why I Love series is hopefully going to be a series that I do fairly consistently, where I dive into random topics, whether that be an album, a video game, a book, or any other medium, maybe even a song. And I talk about why I love it so much. Hopefully they're not all going to be an hour plus long like the last video was, but I did dive into each individual song and give my honest opinion about each one, rate them, etc. So if you haven't checked out that video already, please do. But this channel is mainly going to be the Why I Love series, When the Day is Done, my podcast, and maybe a couple ideas here and there. Maybe not so much video essays, but definitely quick ideas and topics that I want to talk about quick in a very short amount of time. On top of all of that, I'm also just going to be uploading random little vlogs. They're going to be less than like 5 minutes definitely, and I don't know, just quick little updates on how I'm feeling. I started them in around November. It's February 7th right now at the time I'm finishing this finishing editing, recording this ad, and uploading this podcast. So that being said, please tune into my YouTube channel, subscribe, like, comment, all that shit, all that good stuff, and stay tuned for the Why I Love series, my short little vlogs, my random video essays, my podcasts, and any other short ideas and creative fun things I may have coming in the upcoming future. That being said though, let's return to me in Brooklyn, this beautiful podcast that I really enjoyed recording. Brooklyn, if you're listening to this, you're amazing. You're super sweet. Thanks for coming over. And hopefully we'll see you on my podcast again soon. All right. Enjoy the rest of the podcast. See you guys. Actually, it's been a minute. We're just going to cut to part 2.
So we're the only kids from Brooklyn, and then there was one kid from Connecticut. They are flirty as hell. And especially one girl, her name was Yaya. She liked to sit on people. She liked to hug people. She liked to, she was very, very, very affectionate, and I loved her. And I love affectionate people because, I'm affectionate as well. So I want to hug you. I want to sit on you. I want to,
Guys, Brooklyn's saying this. I've never received a hug from her in my entire life.
Angel, why the fuck you lying? Fuck you lying.
Dude, I love gaslighting on my podcast. It's so funny.
I was always like, remember when, I don't know who sat on who, but it was either you sat on Angel or Angel sat on you. And I was like, I
definitely sat on Angel.
I took a video and I was like, Angel squared.
I definitely sat on Angel. There's no way he sat on me. Mm-hmm. He's so extremely he hates that shit.
I love giving people. Now it's kind of toned down because
you said
COVID.
Hand jobs, right?
No.
Okay.
No, I did not say that.
Alright, I won't include that. I love gaslighting so much. It's so funny. Okay, sorry. You love giving people
hugs, and not now because pandemic, whatever. We slowly getting back into it though. Yeah. But now I got a boyfriend. Now I gotta be more respectful of other people, even around girls.
Yeah, and you said we couldn't cuddle today because of your boyfriend, right? Okay, I'll actually stop now. I'll actually stop now.
But yeah,
you gotta be more respectful.
I'd be more respectful towards my boyfriend and more respectful towards just myself in general. Mm-hmm. But I don't feel like boundaries. But I don't feel like it's kind of a mismatched situation where I want to hug people, I want to be responsive. But most people nowadays don't like hugs. They don't like being touched. It's a new thing to not like being touched or to not like having affection, getting affection. And it's a sad world.
Yeah, I love hugging.
I love touching. I love holding hands. If I'm close to you, I want to hold your hand. If we're walking, I want to hold your hand. Now I had a boyfriend, but I do it with my family all the time. I cannot have my hand out. I have to hold something. I have to hold my hand. I have to hold someone else's hand. I have to grab someone's arm or something. And I think it's because I'm a twin. So you're in the womb with someone else. And then my mom used to say when we used to sleep, I used to find something to hold on to, my sister's hand to hold on to. Oh. So I guess I'm always finding a hand to hold on to because I was always looking for something to hold on to when I was a baby.
So poetic.
Yeah.
You're always looking for something to hold on to. Oh, my English heart just cried, just crowed in. Bro.
Yeah, and you know, that's in general too. I'm always looking. I want to be like grounded in something, like grounded in doing something. I don't want to.
It's a great way to put it.
Yeah, I don't want to be mixed. Cause right now I'm in Target and I'm like trying to leave Target, but I don't know what I want to do. I want to be stable right now, like stable in a stable relationship, in a stable job with benefits, in a stable place to live. Like I just want to be stable, and I feel like I want that so early on. I feel like I have so much to do.
Yeah.
So much to mess up or whatever. But my brain is like, no, you need to be grounded right now. And I'm just like, I don't know why. I'm like itching to be grounded. Like I'm itching to get married. I'm itching to get out of my house. I'm itching to get a better job that gives me benefits or whatever.
Here's my thing. I guess it'd be like, are you afraid at all or not afraid at all for monotony or like to repetition or like, you know, every day sort of feeling the same and stuff like that?
Definitely not afraid of monotony, but when
that actually scared the shit out of me. It was so loud for like 1 second.
I don't know. They just hung up. I don't know who that is. Anyways, okay. Here's the thing. When I was with my ex-boyfriend, I don't know if it was him or whatever. I felt like I wanted to be in another relationship with somebody, but I still wanted to be with him. So I was like, maybe I'm polyamorous. Or what is it called? Polyamorous, right?
Yeah, polyamorous.
Like, maybe I want to be in a polygamy, yeah.
Polygamy, but
I don't know.
The way you used it, polyamorous.
That's correct, right? So maybe I want to be with another person, like, in the relationship. Or maybe I just want to be with the person in general. But I feel like it was just him that's making me feel like that. Because I felt, like, very invisible in my relationship before. Like, he was very nonchalant. Not take me out. I would just go over, hang out at his house, and that's it.
So you don't feel the same way with your boyfriend?
Obviously not. Like, we go out all the time. I go over to his house all the time. He makes me feel loved. He makes me feel included. I love my boyfriend so much. Like, I have so much love. So and sweet. Around this time, you know, I've been with my ex-boyfriend for a whole year. I was 18. He was 22 when we first started dating. And I was like, oh, I'm dating an older guy. This, that, and the third. I felt like the shit, you know. It wasn't the shit.
Like, I'm 21. Like, if I get into a relationship next year with somebody, like, the age of your boyfriend or something like that, you know, I don't know. It would definitely be a weird dynamic.
Right. And I have never, like, I don't know why I haven't dated nobody my age. It's either older or younger, but I'm trying out. Anyways. But, you know, like, I don't know, like, just then, like, I would go over to his house, right?
Your ex?
Yeah, my ex. I'd go over to his house. I would go for where, like, and, like, we would just watch a movie or whatever, you know, and whatever. But, like, we watch a movie, and then he wouldn't even, like, buy me food when I was there. Like, I was just there. Or I would just lay in his bed, watch something, and he would just play the game. And he was always on the phone with his friends all the time. Even when I was on the phone with him, he was on the phone on his, like, iPad or whatever on Discord with the friends. Oh, sorry.
Nice one.
All the time, Angel. It was constant all the time. Like, I never had his attention. So that's probably why I felt like I want to be in a relationship with a different person who gives me attention. But, like, I kind of, like, love this guy because he's my first boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really don't want to lose him, but, like, I want to be with someone else. So I'm like, maybe I'm polyamorous, but I'm not. Like, I'm not. I just felt like that in the moment. I was like, and I had, like, no sexual attraction to him at all either. So I was like, maybe I'm asexual, and whatever.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. I feel like it was a trial and error, and I felt like I didn't want it to be just, like, a 6-month relationship. So I stayed in the relationship. And then when we broke up, I always brought up, should we break up? I always said that. I was like, do you want to break up? He goes, no, I don't want to break up. And I was like, no, I don't want to break up either. Like, I love you, whatever. He goes, okay. But there's one time I was on the phone with him, and I was like, I just have so much stuff on my mind right now. Like, I feel so overwhelmed. And I feel like we're not in the same place that we were in before. And I was like, it shouldn't be this hard to be in a relationship with you. Like, it's just hard. And then I was like, should we break up? And he was like, yeah, we should break up. And I was like, what? I was like, huh? I was like, you want to break up? He was like, yeah, I think we should break up. I was like, no, let's not break up.
Let's work through it.
Mm-hmm. I was like, let's break. Like, you just need to. And we had 4 big conversations about the same things. You need to take me out. You need to do this. You need to do that. And I'm the type of person where I'm patient, but patience runs thin. You know. So I was like, you haven't. You haven't. So I think we should. And I was like that. 3 days, 2 days, I was calling him like, can we please get back together? Can we please get back together? Like, I love you. I miss you. I want to work it out. Can we please? But I was just scared to like be alone, and I didn't want to start over.
Oh, that makes sense.
And like, I was like, he was like, oh yeah, we could, be friends with benefits. I was like, no. I was like, no, we cannot do that, because like, if you're not gonna love me and be in a relationship with me, why would I want to be friends with benefits with you? Like, come over and kiss you? Like, what am I gonna do? You know? And
could have been me. I love friends with benefits.
No,
I'm throwing that out there, but I'm a guy, so
I can't, because like, I would always love you as if you're my boyfriend. I could never be friends with you. That's so sad. So like, it would just hurt me, you know. And if you could do that, I feel like that means you never really loved me.
Yeah, it's a very sacred thing, sex, and anything, romantic. After a certain extent, it gets it's very intimate. It's very private. It's very, like, trusting. So I get why a lot of people like I can't, just give up my body or anything. I'm pleasuring myself in the moment, but it's just like so much more attached to it.
Yeah, I was like, that's all you wanted? Like, is that all you wanted? And I was like, no. So that was like in January, and we stopped talking in February, and then my birthday hit around, and I was looking good. Like, I just got like my first wig installed and everything. I looked nice. And then he hit me back up. And I was like, okay, like, whatever, we could talk or whatever. But then around that time, I had met my current boyfriend at church. And we were talking, and he was all like flirty, whatever. He was very like promising. He was very genuine from the beginning. And I had decided that I wanted to date my boyfriend. My current boyfriend, Daniel. So I went to my ex-boyfriend house, and I was like, I just need closure. Like, I just need closure. And I told my mom, I'm going to Brandon. That's my ex-boyfriend. I'm going to Brandon's house. I don't know why she thought I said Daniel. But I went to Brandon's house. We had closure. He was on his knees begging. When I tell you, Angel, he was on his knees begging, no, I love you, Brooklyn. Like, I want to be with you. No one has ever treated me the way you treated me. This, that, and the third. Like, he was like, I love you. Like, I'll scream on top of the world that I love you, Brooklyn. Like, please don't go. Please don't go. Right? And I'm like, you're only saying that because I told him, I'm seeing another person. I want to be in a relationship with this other person. And he only did this. He was like, you said I was doing good, like, trying to get you back, whatever. I was like, yeah, but it wasn't good enough. It wasn't fast enough. Like, you had a whole year to do it. Why you want to do it at the end, you know? And he was like, and then we just got closure and left. And my mom was like, oh, did you have a fight? And I was like, what do you mean, did we have a fight? I was like, I went to Brandon. She was like, you went to Brandon's? And she got mad at me. And she was like, you could have went over there. You could have died. Like, no one would have known what happened to you. I said I was going to Brandon. It's not my fault. You thought I said Daniel. And then Brianna got mad at me. And then Daniel got mad at me.
Brianna being your sister.
Yeah, Brianna, my sister, got mad at me. And then Daniel got mad at me when he found out, because he was like, you didn't tell nobody. And I was like, yeah, no, I told her, but she just didn't know. Like, she thought I said you. And he got mad at me. He was like, bro, like, you could have, something could have happened to you. No one would have known. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then on April 12th, I met Daniel around his house. We were on a little date. No, that was before April 12th, but, and then he asked me to be his girlfriend. And I was like, yeah. And that's how, we became boyfriend and girlfriend.
And the rest is history.
But yeah, the rest is history. I love him with all my heart.
Very happy for you. Yeah, super happy.
He's very promising. I don't want you to tell me about any other girl talking to you, or when a girl likes you. Like, you're responsible for your actions. and you should shut them down immediately. Like, act accordingly.
I feel like unless it's like really weird, there's really no reason to be like.
Unless it's like this girl is
this
like
girl
literally
like bought me 3 coffees and a pizza. Like she really wanted to be with me, you know. Unless it's something crazy funny. Like
if it's like, oh, hi, I like you. Like, do you have a girlfriend? You're supposed to say yes and keep it moving. Like, you should entertain it or whatever.
Like, this girl asked for my number today. You know, it's like, why do I need to know that?
Right.
Like, as long as I know you said no, it's
right.
Like, for all I know, it didn't even happen. You know, but yeah, I definitely get where you're coming from.
If you hide it from me, I would find out. I'm like a sleuth. Like, no one can hide anything from me because I know, especially Daniel, because I know when he's lying. I know.
He has a tell.
I feel like we can't lie to each other too. Right?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely shouldn't. So
I feel like even if it's a surprise or whatever, like even if we lie, like our tells, like both of ours, is if we go immediately silent to one another. Like, I could lie to you like so fast, but I can't lie to him. Like, I would, like, instead of telling him a lie, like, I would just go silent because that's my respect for him as, you know, my significant other.
So you don't respect me? Okay, wow. We just learned so much today.
I'm just kidding.
She went silent. She's lying. I'm just kidding. Okay, no, it's fine.
But yeah, like, it's just my respect for him as my boyfriend, as my significant other, as my, you know, hopefully future husband, because I'm dating to marry. I'm not dating to just mess around. I am dating to find my forever man. And, you know, you might have to kiss a little, you know, you might have to kiss a lot of frogs to get, you know, your prince.
Oh, I was like, what do you mean kiss a lot of frogs? Yeah, I was confused. But yeah, no, I'm super happy for you. I mean, since the moment you told me about him and stuff like that, and again, we're busy people, you know, I was in college for a long time, and the few times I wasn't in college, I was with my friends or like working on my own mental health and my own projects and stuff like that. So, you know, and obviously you're working.
You're to the gym now.
You're going to the gym now.
I feel like I'm working on myself more.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're getting older, you know. We gotta.
I'm turning 21 in a month.
Good luck. It's not fun. I've been here already. I've been here for the past couple of weeks. It's not fun. But yeah, no. Obviously, we're working on ourselves and doing our own thing. So, you know. But like we said before, we don't talk super often. But when we do, we get a whole recap. Again, super glad you're able to make it to the podcast. Always a pleasure to talk to you. You know. Yeah. It's always super nice to talk to you. It's always great to catch up. And again, like I said, since like you keep me fairly updated on things that are happening, and you know, whether it's crazy drama or just sort of what's been on your mind lately, I'm always here to listen. I'm always here to, you know, give in my input where it's needed. And
same goes for you. Like,
thank you.
I'm always open here. I love when people call me, even though, like, you know, I attract drama. It's crazy how much I attract drama, Angel. Like, my mom even says, like, I don't understand why you kill these people like this. Like, I'm always around people like this, like, and JV and stuff like that. So, like, I don't know, but yeah, I guess because I'm always a good listener, I love listening to people. I love giving people advice. Yeah,
and sometimes it's hard. I mean, like, especially me. I'm sure coming from you, somebody who's, you know, self-acclaimed healer and likes helping people out and stuff like that. Like, I mean, the term empath gets like thrown around left and right.
I'm such an empath.
Yeah, I'm such an empath.
I cried when someone else cried in the movie.
Stop making fun of me. I trusted you with that information.
I do the same.
No, but it's like definitely coming from a place of actually caring about somebody and what they're talking about. You know, it's the main reason I do this podcast. Is I just love giving people, you know, what I'm thinking and how I'm feeling, and I love when others do the same. You know, I love that you came here and tell me stuff, whether it's like giving you advice or just literally just being another human being, like a soul, to just understand what you're going through.
Right.
You know, sometimes you just don't want to. I mean, you have God and things you could take trust and, you know, throw your faith in and stuff. But sometimes it's good just to know, just to take a step back and be like, we all really don't know what the fuck is going on. So, you know, it's just entertaining to have somebody there to be like, isn't this weird? And just getting that reassurance of like, yeah, it kind of is that you're going through that.
Do you believe in anything?
I think it's very difficult for me to. Here's my thing. I see both sides of everything. You know, I'm a very speculative.
Observe.
Yeah, we're both at a loss for words. I'm very peculiar about things. I doubt everything. I doubt everything just because I'm so afraid of being wrong, and I'm also just afraid of being too close-minded and not open-minded enough. I mean, that's the reason my whole last relationship didn't work and I lost something fantastic, was because I was very narrow-minded and I was naive and I didn't consider things somebody else's way. And now that I'm more mature and I can understand things, be more emotionally available and be open to other people, and they're open to me, and I can absorb that, understand that, and do with that information what I will. It makes me a better person. And so I think for right now, the main reason I wouldn't call myself religious is just because of the rules and strict patterns and things. Like, I'm very inconsistent. I'm such an inconsistent person. I could be like...
And I also... sorry to cut you off, but I don't think religion... I don't think, of religion as like... I don't... what the fuck was I gonna say? You don't have to be like... I don't know what I'm gonna say. Never mind. What the fuck? Cause you say you're not religious because you're very inconsistent with everything, but I feel like you don't have to. It doesn't have to. People have like this preconceived notion of religion and like it's how it's supposed to be or whatever. It's just like whatever you believe in, you believe in. I feel like I believe in God, but I've learned throughout the years that God has many different meanings and many different names or whatever. People believe in different things. They probably don't think it's the same thing, but I feel like it's the same thing. You have faith in something.
Some higher power or something.
And you don't have to do all these rituals, practices, whatever. It's whatever you have faith in, because faith gets you through everything that ever happens to you. I feel like, I have a lot of faith because I need faith. I feel like if I don't have faith, I would just be fucking crazy. Like I have to put my worry, my doubt, my everything into something, so I feel more at peace with myself. Like if something's going on, I'm just like, God's got it. Whatever happened, God has it, and like that gives me
reassurance.
Yeah, reassurance in everything that I do. I mean, like,
and I think that's the main argument. I think for religion is like my mom is very religious. She's a very hard Christian, and I will never ever in my life, like I did when I was younger, because I was a little shit, and I was just like, I don't want to go to church. I hate doing this and this, like if like I know I brought it up a lot. Like if God is like real, then why like did my uncle and my half brother pass away and stuff like that? And that's the main argument is like, why does this good thing have to exist when there's so many bad things to exist? It's like the main argument. And I think it's not, I mean, life is just a balance of good and evil, bad and good, positive and negatives. And so like, I guess again, me being naive and closed-minded back when I was like 14, 15, got super mad at my mom for believing in whatever she wanted to believe in. Now she can believe in whatever, as long as it's keeping her healthy, sane, as long as it makes her feel safe. That's really what matters the most, is something that brings you comfortability, something that makes you safe. And I guess what makes me comfortable and safe is right now it's just other people and working on myself. So maybe if I'm my own religion, who knows, who knows what that is. Maybe that aligns with something else that I should probably do more research in. But right now, I believe in other people. I'd like to believe in other people. I'd like to believe in myself. But
you have a lot of trust in people?
Yeah, probably more than I should, I think.
Yeah.
But I do just like the idea of other people, because, especially after the pandemic, which we can dive into for a little bit, but, it's a whole nother conversation.
Like, for me, the pandemic didn't even happen. Everybody was quarantined. I was not. I got a job in
Target.
Yeah.
That's
so I was going to work every day.
What was it called again? Like important worker or
essential worker?
Essential worker, yeah, that's what it was called.
I was an essential worker, so I was not quarantined. I was not in the house. I was in quarantine when I actually got COVID, but I was not quarantined. So for me, whatever everybody experienced being quarantined, being in the house for forever, I did not. I did not. So, like.
Round of applause, by the way. Thank you so much for sacrificing your health and stuff like that for the money and stuff.
But
that's a whole other conversation.
That's a whole other conversation. It's just for me. I just don't want. I'm not anti-vax. I'm not against vax. I'm just against vax for myself.
Just you personally, yeah.
So, but you can get vaccinated. Knock yourself out.
Yeah.
But like, I just never got vaccinated, like at all. Like, I mean, I got necessary ones like for school and stuff like that, but I never got the flu vaccine. and all that stuff. I never even had a flu, but that's just me.
Yeah,
I just
don't
have
know
a strong immune system.
I don't know anyone who's ever had the flu. Maybe they did.
No, I know a lot of people who had the flu.
Maybe they did, and they were just like, "Oh, I have a cold," and like their parents are hiding it and stuff like that. Right. I imagine, but But I had no choice. I was a baby, so. Yeah,
but you have trusted people more than you should have, like you said.
Yeah.
You was talking about people.
Yeah, but sound like Porky Pig. The pandemic was definitely a crazy learning experience for me. It definitely was like, I mean, I lost my mind. I lost my mind during quarantine. I was in my room. I was laying down. I was
in school too, right?
Yeah, I was like wake up, eat, sleep, repeat, and then like sometimes I would go to class, leave it on mute, jerk off, and just like go back to sleep, eat, and then leave the class late. Yeah, that's essentially all that I was doing during quarantine, and it drove me insane. And I realized so much about myself, so much that like I really had up until that point just relied my personality so much, or based my personality, I should say, so much around other people. And like I said before, when I touched about like my ex and Aaliyah, and like how I was super jealous of her because she didn't care what other people thought. My whole personality from middle school up until high school was the way that other people responded to me and how people reacted to me and making people laugh. I was in my own world for a lot, playing video games and having my girlfriend, but I was super worried about saying the wrong thing, or if I wasn't funny enough to hang out with my friends, or this, that, and the third. I love saying this, that, and the third.
Yeah, I love
this, that, and the third is so.
This, that, and the third is my thing.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I was gonna bring it up earlier. You said this time. I was gonna say I love it, but I wanted you to keep talking. But yeah, I learned a lot about myself in quarantine. I made a lot of music, albums, and I worked on my own projects, YouTube channel, streaming, just expressing myself as much as I wanted to, because I feel like I overdid it kind of, because I went from not knowing, basing myself off other people, to understanding that there are things that I like myself that other people don't need to like. Like, for example, have you ever seen the movie Brokeback Mountain?
No.
It's very much so seen as like, it's very much so seen as like a gay cowboy movie. And then like I watched it for the first time, and I put like sexuality aside and like gay jokes aside, and it was just, I was just bawling.
Ay.
This is obviously a cut.
I'm so sorry.
Take your time.
Sorry, Angel. I feel so fucking bad.
That's fine. We have like an hour and a half worth of content still.
Still recording?
No, I stopped it when your first phone call happened. I was like, oh shit, does she have to go or something like that? So that was like an hour long, and now we have like 20-ish minutes.
So sorry.
No, it's fine. We're perfectly fine.
I feel like,
Where are we? What were we on? Pandemic and just all that sort of stuff. So you're an essential worker.
Yeah, I was an essential worker.
So you didn't get to isolate and all that.
Yeah, but I got to experience a lot. Like, one, the black community. I was working with a lot of black people. I'm around black people because my family were all black. Like, they're the only. I'm not saying the only black people. Like, I know a lot of black people, but they're the only black people that I would hang out with, and so people used to say I talked white in high school and stuff like that. I don't know if I still sound white. My boyfriend says I talk white too, like cause he's very Brooklyn. Like, the way he speaks, he has a really like a very Brooklyn accent, and he was like, oh yeah, you talk white, like whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm black. Like, once you piss me off, like you could hear the black in me. But when I started working at Target, I was around. All my coworkers were black. Everybody in Target was black, most of them, either black or Caribbean, right? And the people I worked with were black. They were Caribbean, but most of them, like they were black. And I hung out with them, and I got to know them, and they showed me the ropes or whatever, and they gave me a lot of advice. And then my first boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend, he worked at Target with me. That's how I met him. Yeah. And but yeah, like I went to my first party with them. I smoked my first joint with them. I drunk. I got drunk. Well, I got a little bit tipsy with them. Yeah. Okay. And like it was just like I just experienced a lot that made me grow. And they all left. Like, they're gone now. There's new people now. But like I feel like that made me grow, and getting my own money, buying the stuff that I want. Exploring my own style, what I like, what I don't like, you know, my hobbies, you know, because I had money to buy it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that all helped me grow. I became more independent. I feel like my mom is kind of scared that I'm more independent.
Yeah.
Because she don't want me to leave.
Yeah. Mothers get like that.
Yeah.
You know.
And especially if I'm leaving my sister behind, because I'm not in school, but Brianna's in school, you know, and she's my twin sister. So, you know, we're doing different things, but I don't know, like, I'm getting money and doing more. But, like, I feel like after school, she gonna be doing more and I'm gonna be left behind.
Yeah.
But, like,
work is a cycle, though. I feel like the workforce is a pretty vicious cycle that it's pretty hard to get out of.
Right.
Because, I mean, like you said yourself, you want something that's grounded, something that's stable, and that stable income is very tempting.
Right.
Especially when you don't want to deal with college.
Mm-hmm.
Especially considering how we had to do it online and stuff like that. Getting a stable job, getting that steady income could seem very tempting. And
Right.
that's mostly why I think people stay in it, is because it seems steady. And it's the same reason people don't, like, travel or go or try new foods and stuff. They're just like, I know what I like, I know what I'm comfortable in. Why would I, you know, go out and fail in a different thing when I can, you know, not fuck up what I'm doing right now? And I think that's also why Kenneth is super, but Kenneth is juggling school and work.
And a girlfriend.
Helping him a lot, though. Helping him with school a fair amount, yeah. But no, love Kenneth to death. He's juggling school, like actually going to classes and actually doing homework also. Going to work a lot, which he does. And then he's also, he has a girlfriend as well as family too. I'm sure he's like, he has to spend time with family and all that too. So, you know, that's also important. So super jealous of him. He has his shit together. But, yeah, kind of curious to see whether or not he's
gonna do it. I feel like, you know, because he's 20, right? I mean, like, when we were 18.
Just turned 20.
Bro, he did?
He just turned 20, like, the end of December.
Crazy.
He's the baby of the group. But he's got everything figured out, so it doesn't matter.
So, like, I feel like 18, 19, we were kids. We just started out of high school. We didn't know how to do it. But, you know, I feel like he's been doing it for a while, right?
He's been doing it since he was, like, 16,
yeah,
17.
so he's fine. He's 100%. Like, I give him props because I can never do that. I never did that. I mean, I did, tried, failed.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I tried and failed as well.
I had to drop something, and then that something was school. So, and I never picked it back up.
And that's where you come into the question of, like, what if I do get back into school and get, like, a better job with an even better income, also steady, you know? But I don't know. It's the, do you want to risk that or not?
I would have to give something up because knowing me, I get overwhelmed, and I don't want to give nothing up right now. I don't want to give work up because that's money.
Your boyfriend also.
I don't want to give my boyfriend because I love him. And also, like, my family, too, because I'm spending a lot of time with my family. I'm kind of losing family time. I have a break right now because, you know, he's not with me right now. So I've been with my family this whole time. We've been playing games every Sunday, and I really enjoy it, you know? But, like, I know, like, when he was here, like, I would come home from work, go to his house. Every weekend, I'll go to his house. I'll be at his house. I would be with my boyfriend because, you know, we knew he was in the honeymoon phase. We're so in love.
Yeah.
And
honeymoon phase is definitely real. Yeah. I feel like people don't get honeymoon
phase. We're not in that honeymoon phase now, when I tell you. But
no, it definitely gets. It's like, not bad.
It's not bad. And I feel like we're growing as a couple. We're growing as people. And, like, I feel like when you're at the honeymoon phase, you're not in the relationship. You're not, okay, so, like, you're working on yourselves to work on the relationship, not you're working on a relationship to work on yourselves. It's like, different. It's
like rose-colored sunglasses. Everything just seems brighter and better. And
so, yeah. And then, but I would have to give up something because I get overwhelmed too much. I really want to go back to school, though. And I feel like I would go back to school if something, like, I don't know. I'm just I have so anxious around school. Yeah. So anxious.
Well, I think we covered a lot. I mean, I don't know if there's anything else you want to touch on. I mean, I know you said you brought you have stuff in your notes and stuff like that.
Yeah, so. Well, religion and spirituality is in my notes, so we touched on that. You have any girl questions? Girl stuff?
Oh my gosh, nah. I mean,
you have a sister. I forget you had a sister.
Yeah, I do have a sister. Very sweet. She's very to herself, quiet. I came out more like my mom. My mom was very loud and, you know, very social and always trying to make friends. I think she came out like my dad. My dad is very reserved. And, like, you know, sometimes he's like a ladies' man or whatever. But, like, for the most part, he's, like, quiet, does what he needs to. Gets drunk, falls asleep, wakes up, repeat, you know? So, thankfully, I came out like my mom. Not that I didn't want to come out like my dad, but I came out more like my mom, very social, very outgoing and stuff like that.
I don't know when you came out. I think I came out. Me and my sister.
Your illiterate ass dad? Sorry, that's also an
He's
inside
dead.
joke. I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's
But,
fine. But because I never grew up with my dad. I saw him a couple times, so I don't really know him as a person. He's dead now, so I don't really get that chance.
Yeah.
And so I think I came around to my mom. She's the one who raised us. She raised 3 girls, single parent. She was like, I have no time for no illiterate ass niggas. Like, I have no time to be nobody else's mama when I have these 3 kids, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, so I kind of, like, I knew my dad. To me, like, my dad was very fun, because he was, like, the fun parent that comes around a couple times and buys you whatever you want and takes you wherever you want to go and whatever. But in reality, all we did was walk around our neighborhood.
Yeah.
All we did was walk around our neighborhood.
Everything seems so much better when you're a kid, you know? It's
and
like,
I'm thinking about it, like, all we did was walk around the freaking neighborhood, go over to his house, which he lived with his mother at that time, and we would, like, you know, just be there.
Yeah.
I don't really remember a lot, like, and I don't remember the age when he used to come around either. Like, I don't remember a lot, but I remember some things. Like, he introduced me to my half brother, one of his kids, and I remember that my half brother came around like twice, but it was fun. I don't really remember anything else, but I don't know. A lot of my childhood's blocked out. I don't know why. I don't think anything traumatic happened to me in my childhood. Maybe I blocked that out, you know?
Yeah.
But I just don't remember my childhood like at all. Like, I remember snippets, but I do not remember anything from my childhood. And it's kind of crazy, because I'm like, it just, like, my biggest fear is, like, remembering something that happened traumatic, and I'm just, like, broken. Like, I don't know how to process it. But for me, I don't think that anything traumatic happened to me in my childhood. And even if they did, I know my mom would never tell me, because she don't want me to, like, you know,
relive it.
Yeah.
Have shit come back. No, that makes a lot of sense. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. What do you mean by girl questions?
Anything for girls.
I don't know. I mean, right now I'm going through something pretty wild. I mean, like, this girl that I met during college. I mean, we were really close. We'd go out and drink together and stuff. And
the same girl you told me about?
I believe so. Yeah, we've done things here and there, but then, like, now since after the last semester, she's been very distant and not responding to texts and calls and stuff like that. And she's one of those people who don't like phone calls. So, you know, that sucks, because I love phone calls. I'll randomly call my friends up and stuff like that, and randomly and gladly answer random phone calls from people, you know. And so when that happens and I get met with that, it's, like, challenging.
Right.
And then it got to a point where I constantly wanted to, like, you know, get back on the same page and be like, yeah, so, like, you know, are we gonna hang out? Are we, like, still close? Can we still, like, go out and drink together and stuff like that? And I was just not getting answers. I wasn't getting anything back. And so they were just kept giving me the same excuse of, like, you know, I'm busy. I
got stuff to do.
Stressed. And you know, it got to a point where I finally confronted them, and I was like, you know, I can't deal with this. You know, I don't like this. It's not me. It's not my character. And just a lot of crazy shit happened. Right now, I think I made it very well known that, like, I wasn't going to deal with, like, you know, ifs, ands, or buts, or maybes and stuff like that. And, like, I don't want to be waiting around. You
don't want to put your effort in and not have it reciprocated.
Oh, for sure. Definitely. I told her, I was like, hey, listen, like, if you don't know when you're going to call me next, that's fine, but don't tell me you can call me around this time and then don't, because, you know, then I look like an asshole. And then
waiting for
I have
your call.
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
My God, I was so called waiting for your call. Check that out, guys. But yeah, so that's the sort of situation I'm in, and that happened only really recently. And besides that, I'm not having girl problems, because there's not many girls in my life right now. No. You know, I do want to get back into the game. I do want to get I just want to get laid. That's what it is. I want to get laid.
I know you told me you don't want to date. Like, you don't feel like.
Oh yeah, big commitment issues. Yeah, big commitment issues, because I'm afraid of just getting hurt again. Mm-hmm. You know, putting energy in and then it not being. You know.
But you trust people though.
I do, but not for
relationships.
Yeah, because I feel like that's, again, like you said. Dating to marry. I very much am so, like, I'm either all or nothing, and so it's like I either just want things to be like just like a casual, playful fling or whatever that we don't see seriously. As if we're on the same page, it's super nice, almost like friends with benefits type thing. But, like, you know, once you get your footing right and you both know where you stand, you can have fun and, you know, whatever. I guess that's sort of what I'm looking for right now. It's just fun whatevers. Or if I do get into a relationship, it would have to be something extremely serious that I definitely see a future in, that I'm willing to grow and expand and learn about myself and the other person, because it's a lot to learn about somebody else, like their little takes, like, you know,
Exactly.
little things that are specific to them. And that's honestly one of the best parts of a relationship is, in my opinion, getting to know the other person. And I think the sweetest thing in a relationship is knowing what somebody's saying with the words they can use,
Right.
you know, because you just have the insight of their past and the way that they're referred to things and their little,
I love,
you know.
like, with my current boyfriend, like, I only have one boyfriend. So I'm like, tell me about your, you know, past relationships. Like, tell me every detail. I don't care. Like, tell me everything.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me right now. I was like, girl, we don't have time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, okay, so you're talking about your current,
my current boyfriend, Daniel. And I'm like, just tell me, like, everything. Like, I'm here for everything. Like, I love hearing about people's past. It gives more insight or whatever about people.
Context,
and it's like, you learn about people, like, and I love when people, like, I love when my boyfriend or whatever, I love when my boyfriend, like, knows, like, about me, like, the little things.
Yeah.
And to me, if you don't know the little things, I feel like you don't care. Even if you do care, like, I feel like from my, you know, past relationship, like, he didn't really know nothing about me, so I felt like he didn't care. Like, he didn't actually care at all. And I feel like,
I think that, weirdly enough, again, I've said this before, I don't know if on the podcast or just to you, I have a fucking terrible memory. I'm terrible with dates, names. Like with the Michael conversation, I forgot his name, like, the minute we were talking about it, I legitimately, like, it slipped my mind. My memory is so fucking awful. But for some reason, I remember just minute, weird, off details about people and things like that. Like the thing with Aaliyah, like, I don't know why it stuck out to me that she said, you know, I am her on the inside, and you know, like, little things like that stick out to me, and I just keep them with me forever. Like, little details. I think I'm really great with little details. I'm terrible for remembering birthdays, last names, and nationalities, like the basic info you put on your resume,
right.
You know. But I know like why, like I know what, like, degree is too hot or too cold, or I know like what color you prefer. I know
What's your favorite, like, food, whatever.
Yeah,
like if it's important to you, it will be, like, if it's them, like, if it's your significant other that you love. I feel like it's important to me if it's anything about my boyfriend. Like, I know him from the T. Like, I know what his favorite color is. I know what he likes to eat. I know what his favorite drink is. Like, everything. Like, it's just like, cause it's the caterer in me. It's the giver in me who wants to like get, like, if I could give my friend the whole world, like, I would.
Yeah.
Like, if I could take all his pain away, like, I would. Like,
yeah.
it just hurts me to see the person I love in pain, and like, and I want that in reciprocation, you know. So I try my best to give it to him, so he can reciprocate it to me. But sometimes it's not reciprocated, which sucks.
Well, you only have time, you know, so you'll have time for him to hopefully mature and grow into that, and I'm sure you communicated as clearly as you could. Right. So, you know, you have a lot of time. We're only just 21 and stuff. Right. You know, we have this expectations.
We only, like, almost 10 months into the relationship. It's not even nearly enough to get, like, to the nitty gritty. Like, nitty gritty.
I love nitty gritty. It's such a funny phrase. But yeah, no, definitely you have a bunch of time to get into that level of comfortability and level of mutual trust. I know you have mutual love, I'm sure. You know, he trusts you, like, calls you a lot. But once you get to that very deep, intimate, private, almost telepathic level of just understanding, that's when it really, it's beautiful when you get to that point, you know. But I'm not going to get there anytime soon. I will anytime soon. So,
anytime soon, because you don't want it, though.
Yeah.
Don't say, like, you're not going to do it.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid of that only lasting a little bit. But, you know, like they say, it's better to have something and lose it than to not have it at all. So I might go out and look for a little telepathic love, and then, you know, enjoy it for as long as I can, and then if it dies out, it dies out. Or if not, even better, you know.
Again, I want to be grounded. I don't want to keep on dating, and then I get to that point where I'm just like, I don't want to date anymore. Yeah. Like, I don't want to put in my all anymore. Whatever. Like, because when I love, like, I love.
Yeah.
I have so much love, and I put all that in from the beginning and throughout. And then, like, when he came to terms, I was crying for 4 days. On the 4th day,
Jesus rose.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. I was gonna say that, but on the fourth day, I stopped like crying. Like I felt so much better. I don't know why. Like something like clicked in my brain. Like you're done. Like you don't need to like you're good. Like you can always get another boyfriend.
Shout out your brain, by the way. Thankfully, it took you that long and not like.
Because it's my mom. She drilled that into me. My whole family drilled that into me. It's okay to grieve, but you still have to move on. Yeah. It's okay to cry. It's okay to break down, but you still have to get up and do what you gotta do. You can't talking to the person on the phone. You can't just like give up, and it just sucks when I see people like just giving up and they don't listen to me. Like you can't give up. You still have shit to do. You still have a life to live. Like it's not over.
It's really hard to get through to people. Like I know, like when I first broke up with my ex, it was like the first year I was still like, I'm never gonna find anything like this. And now I still think I have like the rose tinted vision. Like like I still think that's perfect and all that. But now I feel like I'm more rational and. I definitely am more open-minded and am willing to listen and just understand things a whole lot better than my biased ass when I just broke up and was like, I'm never going to get anything like that. I'm not even going to try. Right. But it's hard to get people out of that. It's hard to get people to see and listen because, fresh out of something like that. I know. And people accept the love they think they deserve. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that whole corny person being a wallflower quote. And it's just hard to get out of that. As much as you want to try, ultimately like something similar with like trying to get people to change, like friends, like trying to get people to act a different way, or people that are toxic to themselves and don't understand that. As much as you tell them to change and stuff like that, really the only person that can change anything about them is them. Right. And as much as you want to encourage, as much as you want to encourage and help them, and you want to help them before they crash and burn, and then they realize, and then it's too late. Mm-hmm. Which is, I think, probably one of the best things about like growing old and just maturing and being like, I really like once people fully understand that you will never 100% know how a person thinks, no matter how much they explain it to you, life gets so much easier. Right. And you're like, you know what? I know that I won't ever fully understand from your point of view and give you the perfect answer, from an outsider perspective, but all I can do is listen to the way that you describe it, be there for you, and help where I can. Things get so much easier for people, but people just want to throw their solutions at people when, obviously that's great to want to help out, but, we won't ever understand each other. That's, the human flaw. I won't ever understand how you see a situation 100%, no matter how many times you explain it to me. There's always tiny details that change the way you think.
I've been going to the gym because I'm stressed. And what is it called? Ashwagandha, whatever that shit is.
Ashwagandha.
It's like a vitamin, and it's called ashwagandha, and it's supposed to make you like stress free, probably like numb to everything, right? A lot of people, it's like on TikTok and everything. And a lot of people's taking it because a lot of people are stressed. It's supposed to make you, just numb to feelings and not numb, like I guess numb to feelings. And like don't care about nothing, not worrying about nothing, and that's what. And everybody's like I'm at the height of my worry this from last year and this year. Like I'm going with last year because it's the beginning of this year. Yeah. Like this is the most stressed I've ever been. This is the most like I don't know, just like I just been like stressed for other people, not even for myself.
Yeah, I mean like you have. Obviously, your job at Target. Right. You have the doubts of, or the want to like go back to school. Right. Stuff like that.
I don't know, but ashwagandha, it's like a gummy or whatever, and you just take it, take one a day or whatever it says on the bottle, and you just like forget. It's supposed to make you numb, and I really want to try it because like I want to see if it does, not because I want to be numb, but I just want to see if it does. And but a lot of people are taking it, like it's not a drug, but it's like a supplement. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people have it. It's like in Target or whatever. And I'm just like, wow, crazy.
Interesting.
What people would do to like just relieve stress in general, like.
Yeah, it's like stress is definitely like a crazy monster. Follows you basically everywhere. Even it's like the little bit of self-doubt is just super stressful.
When you said stress is a crazy monster, have you ever seen the Human Resources on Netflix? Big Mouth.
Yeah, I know.
They made Human Resources about all the other You know, because they have
the other
hormone
like hormone
monster,
monster,
and then they got like the stress monster, whatever. That doesn't remind me of that. Anyways.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think that's sort of where I really just wanted to end things. Like, you know, glad that you're going through like sort of a process of understanding sort of your entire situation right now. Glad you're able to come here and talk about it. I'm glad. No, don't worry. I'm glad you're
so smooth.
Yeah, I'm glad you were able to talk things out. Really listen to me as well. You know, I try to input as much as I can, of course, and understand your situation. It's at like an hour.
Yeah, we've been talking for mad long.
It's like 2 hours, I think.
Yeah, but like a lot in there is like cut
Yeah,
out.
a lot of it is like you outside of the phone and shit we're not gonna put in. So it's probably gonna be like an hour 40, maybe hour, something like that. But yeah, no, nonetheless, thanks so much for coming on, being open to talk about everything with me. If you ever want to come back, definitely feel free. We can have more. We will have more specific topics and stuff. I mean, we covered a lot, but I think mostly how we met, how we're doing right now, the point leading up to how we're doing right now, and sort of. I mean, before we wrap things up, where do you hopefully see yourself in a couple months?
Don't even ask me because I don't know. I see myself in a couple months.
Let's say like 6. We'll say June, or July. Where do you see yourself in
My
July?
hot body. Cause I'm going to the gym.
Okay.
And I'm saving up to go on a trip in the summer. So hopefully I see myself in a tropical ass place with the sun shining on me, and I'm getting tan and some nice water. That's what I see myself somewhere tropical.
Tanning with your hot body.
Yeah, and my boyfriend in a different city, in a different country.
Okay. I fuck with it. I fuck with the vision. All right. Well, yeah, I think that about wrap things up.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. If you want me to throw any links down below, if you want me to link that.
No. Nothing to link. Don't link me.
No links?
No.
That's perfectly fine.
I'm
yeah.
being anonymous.
Anonymous. All right.
Anonymous.
Brooklyn, my anonymous friend.
Brooklyn, my anonymous friend. Okay. Just name dropping.
You said Brooklyn. You didn't use the last name. Well, my friend Brooklyn. All right. Thanks so much for coming on, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.